gospel artist from Trinidad who has stepped out of the box of traditional gospel music to create music from life experiences that we can all relate to. She recently signed to RNU Records and has 2 new singles playing radio, Spotify, and everywhere you can listen to inspirational music. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Anisa Fowler. Hello and welcome.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my goodness. It is such a pleasure to have you and your soulful self. Yes, I listened to your music and I was like, oh yes, that is a voice that pierces through your soul.
Wow, thank you.
Yes, well, congratulations on your 2 singles and congratulations on your label signing and congratulations on stepping outside of the box a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that, right? Because you're still considered in the gospel genre. However, you're doing things a little differently. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I think sometimes gospel music can come across maybe a little bit harsh sometimes, or maybe too direct. Like, I want everyone to love God and go after, serving him and that kind of a thing. But sometimes you got to kind of come in with the beat a little bit, or sometimes you got to talk about a real issue that people are dealing with and then lead them to Christ. So that's what I'm really trying to do. And it's just been a great road that we're on.
Yeah, and then you also have this series called The Blue Couch, right?
Yes.
So I got to bring it up because it's really, you're about service and you're using your talents to be of such, and so in your messaging, I know one of your messages is "You're not your mistakes," right? And so you're using your voice in various forms to just lift people's hopes up.
Absolutely. I think that so many times we kind of define ourselves by what we've been through. I cheated, I lied, I stole, I messed up, whatever it is. And you say, well, because I cheated, I am a cheater. No, that was a moment in time, and you can redefine who you are by changing what you do and how you see yourself. So I really just want to empower, impact, ignite, inspire people to think about who they really see themselves are, not based on what you've done, based on what you have inside of you, the power, the strength, all of that, to pull that out and be that, not what you've done.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, listening to your music, there's something very as I was saying, like penetrable, right? Like, because it's like it seeps right through in, and what I mean by that is really just this all of a sudden this awareness of, today's a new day and I'm gonna approach it differently. And I do want to just quote you again in one of your other messages, being that it's important for people to pick themselves back up and never give up or give in. Right.
Yes.
And we just went through a very interesting time. I mean, we're still enduring it.
Yes,
however,
we're in the middle.
In place was no joke.
Absolutely. And I mean, going through the pandemic, a lot of life has been centered around that, but we all individually have personal pandemics that we were going through even before that. And the pandemic of the world kind of added additional pressure. There are people that are going through divorces. I myself have just come out of a divorce a few years ago, and picking yourself up after devastation, after loss. You lose loved ones, not just to this COVID, but there's been other things that people have been losing family members to. And sometimes your family member is present, but you've lost them to drugs or to something that has pulled them from you. And it is so important that we remind ourselves, my song, You Reign, is God reigns. He reigns over all of this. He reigns over everything that we're going through. My song, Covered, he is covering you. We feel so exposed right now. We feel so vulnerable. Some of us are in a state of panic and fear and anxiety. And we've got to just have this resolute mindset that God is in control. And that's really what I want to encourage everyone to know. Life is out of control, but God is in control.
Right. And I, truth be told, I'm not really, this is my first time meeting her, but as soon as I heard her music, there was this sense of surrender that immediately happened in just really coming to the present, which is the conversation we're having, right? Because we've been spoon fed all of these fears, and we're continuously being spoon fed all of these fears of what the future holds, or what's, uncertain, and, or, what's going to happen if you don't, or, and what if you do? It's kind of like, well, which way do I go? And then there's just that, what, all that really matters is the present and now.
Right. Living for now.
Yeah, right. Living for now. And so when it comes to music, when it comes to worship music, right, inspirational music, there's something else that is transmitted into the experience of just sitting with it, and it resonated with me very deeply. Obviously, is what I'm sharing with you. It's
yes, and I am so glad. I am so glad that you had that kind of a personal experience with it, and I think that's the power of inspirational gospel music, that we can all be going through different things, and it hit us in a certain way, and it impact us in a certain way, that we do feel that sense of surrender and just not being so worried about everything, but really just surrendering to God, surrendering to his love, to the peace, and not being so worried.
Yeah, well, that's a gift you have, my friend, in being the messenger. So I'm really happy that you're going to be bringing it to our viewers. I understand you're going to be doing a fusion of both.
Yes, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for you to hear it.
So we have this exclusive fusion of You Reign and Covered by
Yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And then everyone can you can get each song, separately, but I'm just for you all. I want to combine the two of them so you get both messages in one song.
Wonderful. And this is our Thanksgiving episode. So thank you. Thank you, Anisa Fowler. All right. But you guys don't go anywhere, because when we return, Anisa's going to sing again. You Reign Uncovered, fused together when we return.